Mark 10, 46 through 52. Now they came to Jericho. As he went out of Jericho with his disciples and a great multitude, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the road begging. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out. Somebody say, cry out. Cry out. And said, Jesus, son of David, have mercy on me. Then many, somebody say many, warned him to be quiet, but he cried out all the more. Say he cried out all the more. Son of David, have mercy on me. So Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. And then they called the blind man, saying to him, be of good cheer. He is calling you. Somebody say he's calling you. Throw aside your garment. Throw aside your garment. He rose and came to Jesus. So Jesus answered and said to him, what do you want me to do for you? And the blind man said to him, Rabboni, that means teacher, that I may receive my sight. And then Jesus said to him, go your way. Your faith has made you well. And immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus on the road. And may God add a blessing to the reading of his word this morning. You may be seated. As you look at this story, Jesus was passing through Jericho. And the Bible tells us that there were many people walking with him. There were many people because they were interested not only in Jesus, but in what he would do. And they knew that he was heading to Jerusalem and that the Passover was on the way. And Jerusalem was a large city, and there was really an upper and a lower. Jericho was a large city, and there was an upper and a lower Jericho. And if you read your Bible, you'll find out that when Jesus came into Jericho, that he healed a man of blindness. Doesn't tell us his name, but it tells us that he healed the man. But it was interesting to find out that Jesus touched him, and he said, how do you see? And he said, I see men as trees walking. In other words, it's very blurry vision. It's the only account that we find in Scripture where Jesus touched someone, and they weren't made complete in one time of him touching them. Aren't you glad that the Lord can touch you more than one time? Amen? And the Lord touched him again, and he was able to see. But this man, Bartimaeus, was laying alongside the road as Jesus was about to depart from Jericho. And Jericho was a resort city. You may remember Jericho because of Joshua fought the battle of Jericho. But Jericho had been rebuilt, and it was a resort city. And I like resort cities. I like to vacation there because the attitude is life is good. Everything's under control. There's plenty to eat. There's plenty to do. You like a resort kind of city. But the problem with that from a spiritual plane is that there's really nobody who understands that they have a need. Come on. All of mankind has a need. We have an inherent need to have God because we were born into sin. And our father and our mother, Adam and Eve, they bore us into sin because they sinned. And so we have a need. It's a great way to spend a vacation. No problems, no issues. But the problem with the resort attitude is that it will keep you really far from Jesus. Jesus was passing through Jericho. Can I say this morning that I believe that he is still passing through? Amen. And he's passing through this morning. Yeah. He hasn't changed. He's always passing through. But sometimes we are not desperate. Sometimes we like to watch and see what's going to happen. The message says that this group following Jesus were a parade of people. A parade. That sounds wonderful. Great big bunch of people following Jesus. But the problem with a parade, folks, is that it just passes on by. It looks pretty on the outside, but there's no interaction. There's nothing going on that will change your life. It just looks pretty. Somebody help me preach this morning. And then see, Jesus is always passing by, but will we be bold enough? Will we be determined enough? Will we be desirous enough to stop the parade and then get on, instead of getting in the Jesus parade, let's stop the parade. Amen. Come on, help me out. You see this parade and it would have passed on by had it not been for Timaeus, Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus. Today, Jesus is passing by. Can I tell you you're closer than you think to the answer to your need? You're closer than you think. This morning, will you cry out? You see, there's many things that will keep us from Jesus. And one of them is pride. Amen? One of them is pride. Somebody will hear me. Somebody will see me. So I'm going to behave and I'm just going to march along with the parade. Come on. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'll sing my 3 songs. I'll give in the offering. But I won't cry out and reach out for Jesus because somebody might be upset because I'm making a stir. Come on. Help me. Help me. You know what I'm talking about. Jesus is passing by, and many times it's our pride that will keep us.
That's right.
Can I tell you, you can reach out and touch Jesus. And I believe He shows up when you don't care about what others think.
Come on.
Come on. It's hard to not care what others think. Can I tell you something, folks? I'm tired of the parade. I've had enough parades in my life. I've had enough services where there was no move of God. I've had enough services where people still walk out feeling the same way. I've had enough services where the sick still left sick, and the blind still left blind, and those who were in wheelchairs still left in wheelchairs. Yeah. So I've got to change something, and you've got to change something if we want to see or touch and know Jesus in a greater way. It's my heart today. Jesus is passing through a parade of people. But there's a chance that we won't interact with Him. We must understand that we have a desperate need for Jesus. You see, we want Jesus to show up, but we must first understand that we have a necessity for Him. You'll never know Jesus as a reality in your life until you know Him as a necessity in your life. You see, blind Bartimaeus had no choice. I believe he was sitting there. He had on his beggar garment, maybe sitting on a rug, I don't know, but he heard that Jesus was coming. This morning I've already told you that Jesus is coming, that He's passing by, and you have a choice. Will you sit there and be quiet, or will you cry out, Jesus, oh thou Son of David, have mercy upon me. I have a necessity for you. I need you. You'll never know Jesus in a until you know Him as a necessity in your life. Too many times in church we just simply watch the parade. I like the parade. I like to sing. How many like to sing? I like to learn about Jesus. I like to fellowship with my friends. But folks, is anybody desperately reaching out to Jesus? Is anyone crying for Him? Is anyone so desperate for Jesus that they're willing to stop the parade? Is anyone ready for a divine visitation? Ready for a touch from God? Ready for His manifest presence to show up? Is anybody ready to encounter Jesus? Is anybody ready to encounter Him in your life? Is anybody ready for a touch in your life? Is anybody ready? Somebody say, I'm ready. I'm ready. You see, if not for one man, I got to stop right there. If not for one man or one woman in this crowd, Jesus might just pass on by. It'll be just another Sunday morning. We had a good time, but we didn't really encounter Jesus like He wanted us to. Come on. I'm desperate. I need Him. I need Him more than you know. I'm so desperate for Him, it's shameful. I can't do anything without Him. I need Him more than you will know. I need Him more than my breath. I need Him more than a drink of water. I need Him more than the clothes upon my back. I need Him more than the house I live in. I need Him more than anything in this world. I have a necessity for Him. Many times we don't recognize our necessity for Jesus. But if not for blind Bartimaeus, Jesus may have passed on through without doing another miracle. I don't know what Bartimaeus was thinking, but I believe he was saying, I got to get to Jesus. I know I can't see Him, he said, but maybe He'll see me. Maybe I'll make enough noise for Him to stop. You see, I think we can learn a lesson from Bartimaeus' determination and his persistence. There was a crowd that said, can I just ad-lib to this? That's not very, that don't look very godly for you to do that. That's not very sanctified looking. Come on, we like that word, don't we? Bartimaeus didn't care. Because there was nobody who understood his need like he understood his need. And Jesus was passing by. And if not for Bartimaeus, he may have just went on to the next city. But Bartimaeus, can I tell you what he didn't do? He didn't say, Jesus of Nazareth. He didn't say, Lord, have mercy upon me. He said, Jesus, Son of David. Sorry for being so loud. Have mercy on me. And what did the crowd do? Be quiet. Shh. Don't say no more. We want to see what Jesus is going to do next. We want to see where He's going. Many of us are content to just watch the parade. Everybody's enjoying the parade. Why don't you just be quiet, Bartimaeus? Bartimaeus said, I'm not willing to stay in this state when Jesus is so close. Come on. I don't know your state. You don't know mine. But can I tell you that they're the same? We have a state of being desperately needy for God. Desperately needy for a touch. Desperately needy for a change. Rather than spinning around on a parade. Somebody cry out, Jesus. Jesus. Hallelujah. The crowd was a barrier to Bartimaeus. They were a barrier to him. Could the church ever be a barrier? Could I be a barrier to people getting to Jesus? The crowd said, be quiet. Shut up. Sit over there. Don't say another word. Be quiet. Can I tell you something? Something else I'm tired of. I'm tired of churches being so seeker-friendly that they're afraid to move. Afraid to reach out and get a hold of God because somebody might think something of them. You know what I'm saying? You see, you can hinder somebody from getting to Jesus not just by talking to them and saying, oh, don't be quiet, don't do that. But you can also hinder somebody from getting to Jesus because you're acting too prim and too proper and you're not desperate enough to try to get to Jesus, because when you get to Jesus, that means somebody else has got access to get to Jesus, and we all need to get to Jesus because Jesus is the answer to everybody's need. I need to get to him. That's what Bartimaeus was saying. And I tell you, people might not like it when you get rowdy. If that's you today, please excuse me. But I'm not going to be quiet. Because you don't know my need. And you don't know how good Jesus has been to me. And you don't know what the price of my oil was. And you don't know. Come on, you know what I'm saying? You don't understand. Please don't tell me to be quiet. Please excuse me while I get a little bit rowdy, because Jesus has been so good to me. And then I got a reason to shout. And I got a reason to praise Him. And I got a reason when I have a need to reach out to Him and believe that He'll touch me, because He's done it before. And I believe He'll do it again. And you see, I don't tell me to be quiet. Matter of fact, look at your neighbor and say, don't tell me to be quiet.
Don't tell me to be quiet.
Whether you understand it or not, you have an urgency to get to Jesus. You have an urgency. Can I tell you something? Bartimaeus was not the only blind person in the crowd. Jesus was right there, and they're just marching along. Hut. I'm in the parade. I'm in the Jesus parade. When all along, the healer, the deliverer, the sanctifier, the one who can make a way where there seems to be no way, right there, where they can reach out and touch Him, but they did not do it because they were too sanctified. I'm not preaching against sanctification. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying there's times that you need to get desperate and reach out and try to touch the hem of Jesus' garment, even though it's not proper, even though people would say you shouldn't have done that, even though it requires of you to press in amongst the crowd and to get down upon your hands and knees and reach out desperately to get a hold of the hem of Jesus' garment. I don't care what it takes. I got to get to Jesus. I don't care how low I have to go. I need to get to Jesus. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. I feel the presence of God in this place. Oh, hallelujah. Bless the Lord. Hallelujah. Get to Jesus. He wasn't the only one with a need, but He was the only one to cry out. And Jesus heard. Now look at Bartimaeus' condition. Blind, poor, a beggar, unproductive, relying on the generosity of others, helpless and hopeless. And can I tell you that without knowing God, that is the exact condition, that is the exact place where every man and woman and boy and girl in Woodford County and all across this world. That is where they lie. They are poor, beggars. They are blind spiritually. They are beggars because we need Jesus. And I tell you what, you might not like it that I've got my hand out to Jesus, but I know that He's my supply. I know that He's my source. I know that He'll make a way when there seemeth to be no way. I know that He'll supply all my needs according to His riches and glory. I understand that when I'm sick in my body, that He made this body, and He's able to deliver and to heal. Hallelujah. Blindness. It's indicative of the world population. Blindness. In the darkness of sin. And how can they see? By coming to Jesus and saying, have mercy. Have mercy on me. Mercy. The old hymn with it right. Mercy there was great. And grace was free. Mercy. An abundance, a super abundance, as John 1:14 talks about. A superabundance of His grace. But we must recognize our necessity, our need for Jesus. Can I tell you something else? Bartimaeus wasn't content with his condition. He wasn't content to lay there anymore. I believe as he lay there, and they said, Jesus is coming. And he began to get up already. Began to gather his stuff together. And began to say, this might be my last chance. Come on, folks, you got to hear that. If you're in here today, you might be saying, this might be my last chance. I have good news for you because Jesus is here. And you don't have to worry about it being your last chance because you can reach out and get a hold of Jesus. You can get a hold of the hem of His garment. You can touch Him. You can touch the one with the nail-scarred hand. You can touch the one who has the piercing in his side. You can get to Him. But I love that attitude. It might be my last chance. It disturbs me when I know people have needs. When I know they should be desperate, but they just keep plunging on, watching them come to church. They're faithful, they're good people, I'm not saying, but it disturbs me when people don't reach out and try to touch Jesus and try to get a hold of Him. It bothers me. You never know when we walk outside of this place, and I don't do this as a scare tactic at all. But you don't know what you're going to walk into when you walk out of this place. And it might very well be your last chance to experience the grace and the mercy of God. Somebody say, I need Jesus. Hallelujah. He wasn't content with his condition. So he got up and he threw aside his garment and he came to Jesus. We look at that and we think, he must have been hot. Right now, I can throw off this garment because I'm burning up in this place. Some of it's the presence of God. Some of it's just I'm too fat and I need to lose some weight. But he threw off his garment. Why? Because, hear me. Because it was a beggar's garment. And he wasn't going to need it no more. Because he was getting up to go see Jesus. Can I tell you to throw aside the garment that is stained with sin? Throw aside the garment of your thought pattern that says, I'll never get out of this. Throw aside the poverty mentality. Throw aside all the things that this world will try to tell you. Throw it aside because you're getting ready to meet Jesus.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
And you're not going to need that garment anymore. See, it was an act of faith. Teresa, would you come to the piano? It was an act of faith. I can just see him getting up. Can I tell you something? His pride was broken. His pride was gone. He was a broken man. Because most of the time in those days, all they had on underneath their robe was their undies. Their underwear. Their undergarments. And he said, I don't care. I love you, but I don't really care what you think when it comes to me going to find Jesus. Come on. I love you, and I'm going to try to be respectable. And I'm going to try to, not offend you, but I just got to get to Jesus anyway. And if that means I got to step over you or around you because you're not desperate for Jesus, then that's what I'm going to do. Come on. Is anybody in the house desperate for Jesus this morning? And anybody say, I find Jesus today? I can't leave here today in the same condition that I'm in. We all need God's mercy. Will you cry out today? Will you lay aside the garment? Can I tell you, this story is one of the best examples of the gospel being acted out. Jesus still hears when you cry. He still stops. He still cares. He still saves. And He still heals. Bartimaeus, what do you want me to do for you? Think about this. Right now, Jesus is passing by. Reach out. Be desperate. And He's going to ask you, be ready. What would you have me to do for you? Do you have it in mind? What do you want? Is it your kids to be saved? Is it a great financial need that's burdening you? Is it a body that needs to be healed? Is it a loved one? What is it? But Jesus says, what would you have me to do for you? He's a personal God who cares about